Good morning, students. This is the time for computer class, and I am your computer teacher. So, we are continuing the lesson MS Excel 2010. So, till now, in this video, we have discussed about features of spreadsheet software, MS Excel 2010, workbook and worksheet, what is workbook and what is worksheet, how to start MS Excel 2010, different components of MS Excel 2010 window like title bar, quick access toolbar, ribbon, the different components of ribbon like tabs, groups, commands, file tab, help button, name box, formula bar, sheet area, row bar, column bar, cell, status bar, sheet tab, insert worksheet button, horizontal scroll bar, vertical scroll bar. We have also discussed how to create a new workbook, how to enter the data in a worksheet, the different methods of entering the data in worksheets, how to save a workbook, how to open an already existing workbook, how to rename a worksheet, how to insert a new worksheet, the different methods of inserting a new worksheet, how to delete a worksheet. We have also discussed selecting the cells in a worksheet, like how to select a single cell, how to select the range of cells, how to select non-adjacent cells or ranges, how to select a single row or a column, how to select all cells in a worksheet, closing a workbook, exiting MS Excel, how to close a workbook and how to exit MS Excel, the difference between closing and exiting. Next, we have discussed editing a worksheet. Here we have discussed editing the cell content, the two options of editing the cell content like replacing the text, modifying the text, undo and redo changes, deleting the cell contents, moving the data, copying the data. What is the difference between moving the data and copying the data? So in Viva, I have asked most of the students about the basic difference between moving and copying. So moving means to move the data from one cell to another cell. And in copying the data, we copy the data from one cell to another or to some other part of the worksheet or to the same worksheets. Next, we have discussed inserting the cells, rows and column. In this topic, we have discussed about inserting the cells, inserting columns, inserting rows, deleting cells, rows and column. In this topic, we have discussed about how to delete the cells, how to delete column and rows, how to change the column width and row height. So in this topic, we have discussed about changing the column width, with a specific measurement, changing the row height, with a specific measurement. Next, we have discussed formatting the data in a worksheet. What is formatting font? So in Viva, I have asked most of the students about what is font, and I am very glad to find that in fact every of the student had replied correctly about the definition of the font. So next we have discussed changing font, changing the font size, changing the font color, changing text style, changing the background color, adding a border. Next, we have discussed about creating series or autofill. Here in this topic, we have discussed about autofill using one starting cell value. Next, we have discussed about autofill using more than one starting cell values. Next, we have discussed about autofills, date and times, autofill, text values, horizontal and vertical autofill, custom list, what is custom list, how to create the custom lists, the different steps of creating the custom list. Next, we have discussed the important topic like formulas, what is formula, what are the different types of formula like simple formula, components of formula. In components of formula, we have discussed about operators, cell reference, constant, functions, equal to symbol, parenthesis. We have also discussed how to create a simple formula, compound or complex formula, text formula. Next, we have discussed about cell reference, the types of cell reference like relative cell reference, absolute cell reference, mixed cell reference, the basic difference between them. Next, we have discussed functions in MS Excel 2010. Here we have discussed the rules for writing a function, some commonly used functions in MS Excel like sum, average, count, today, int, odd, round, sqrt, how to perform a function using the insert function, how to perform a function using the if function. Next, we have discussed about function library. So today we are going to discuss in this video about the topic AutoSum. About the topic AutoSum. So the AutoSum feature in MS Excel 2010 is used to automatically add the values given in the selected cell. So what purpose it is used? It is used to add the values given in the selected cell. Given in the selected cell. So a range of cell can be easily added with the help of AutoSum option. So where is AutoSum option available? So it is available in the formula tab. Remember, it is available in the formula tab. It is available in the formula tab. So remember, what is AutoSum? The AutoSum function is used to add the values given in the selected cell. So it is available in the formula tab. So in AutoSum, it automatically sees whether the cell is empty or not, or whether it contains the value. So the AutoSum button is present at two places in MS Excel. So it is present in two places, where number one, in the editing group on the home tab. In the editing group on the home tab. So the AutoSum button is present in the editing group on the home tab. It is the first place where we find the AutoSum button. Number two, where do we find? In the function library group on the formula tab. In the function library group on the formula tab. Where? On the formula tab. So these are the two places where we can find the AutoSum button. In the editing group on the home tab, and in the function library group on the formula tab. So how do we use the AutoSum feature? So in the AutoSum feature, what we have to do? First, we have to open the worksheet, enter the data, select the cells that contain the data, click on AutoSum button. So the symbol of AutoSum button is this one. This one is the symbol of AutoSum button that is available in the formula tab. So here as soon as we click over here on the drop down arrow of this, we will get different options. Like over here we will have the different options like sum. We can find the sum, average, count numbers, maximum, minimum, and many more. So different types of mathematical function options will be available over here. So suppose this is the MS Excel spreadsheet. Suppose I have drawn this is the Excel spreadsheet. This is just an example over here. So these are the 4 rows, rows 1, 2, 3, 4, and suppose these are the column A, column B, column C, column D and E. Say A, B, C, D and E. And suppose I have entered some values over here, say 10, 5, 6, 8, 2, 3. Now what I have to do is that I have to select the cell. So how can I select the cell? I can select the cell with the help of mouse and keyboard both. So selecting the cell, what I have to do is that I have to move to the home tab first of all. Move to the home tab. From the home tab, move to the editing group. Move to the editing group. And in the editing group, I will have the option of auto sum. The auto sum option will be available. So just selecting this over here, moving to the home tab, from the home tab to the editing group, and from the editing group to the auto sum button. As soon as the auto sum button appears like this, I have to just make a single click over here. And when I single click over here, I have selected these 2 blank rows also over here. So remember the sum 10 plus 5 15 plus 6 21 will be available over here, and 8 to 10 plus 3 13 will be available over here. So in this way we can use the auto sum button in MS Excel. So now we are going to discuss about some other functions of auto sum like average, maximum, minimum. Maximum means finding the largest value in the selected cells. Minimum means like selecting the least small value in the selected cells. So we have discussed these topics in the earlier videos. So now the next important topic that we are going to discuss in this video is